Hello everyone and welcome back to Two Bros Game Night. I am your host, Older Bro.
I'm your other host, Younger Bro.
And today we continue in National Park Girls with two National Park Girls. One is insulting the other, and the other is, I guess we'll see how she reacts. Hearing about the truth is painful, not because it doesn't have value, but because I could live hundreds of thousands of years learning and uncovering every secret, and in the end I will always forget it. Without documentation, truth becomes myth.
Truth is the reality you live every day. Sky is azul, grass is verde.
What you use the
If it
Spanish
ain't either
words to put
colorblind
the
or
English
Yeah.
words
dumbass on purpose.
in the text. Dumbass.
They
on
use
purpose.
the text
You're
to
one to talk about the
translate
truth.
it.
All I've seen you do is play pretend and call yourself a demigod.
Do you see anything around here that contradicts that?
That's you know I can't argue with that. She is a magical creature.
Wow.
So, like, I guess you
Wow.
can't discount the fact that she could be a demigod, but generally a demigod is given birth from a human and a god, and since you have no human or god parents, I don't think I don't know. The argument works either way.
Wow. Was
She gestures
not
around her.
expecting her to come back.
With that, the high winds kick up sand, stinging the fresh road rash I got from skidding across the ground. Yellowstone the Volcano Girl. Wait, you're calling them Yellowstone the Volcano Girl? Okay. Yellowstone the
So it is
Volcano
a
Girl.
volcano.
And Zion the Miniature Angel. Well, yeah, calderas are basically a volcano. I mean, Yellowstone's built on a massive supervolcano. All those calderas are literally steam venting from that volcano. So, I mean, vaguely, she is a volcano. So, and Zion the Miniature Angel dance in playful circles with Dwayne the Living Rock Johnson. I don't have an answer. What the heck? I always have an answer. She may as well be asking me to prove she's not a firefighting astronaut. I know without a shadow of a doubt that she isn't, but I don't have any evidence that proves otherwise.
Why are you here, huh?
For Eve's sake.
Death Valley grins, amused at how quickly I responded. My ears flatten under the weight of my embarrassment. Girl, do not be embarrassed that you love her. That is a perfectly rational thing. I mean, it's the truth, but why'd I have to answer so fast? Now I look weak. No, you look confident. You know why you're here. Why is she here?
Kinda gathered that much already. You want to take her back to your park, right? Anything else, or is that it?
What do you mean, is that it? She needs to be somewhere familiar, with those who care about her.
She raises her hand in surrender and takes a cautious step back.
Whoa. Don't gotta get so uppity. I'm just asking.
Sounds more like insinuation to me.
Well, maybe just a little.
Look! Okay, you know what? I've realized why Death Valley is so controversial. She is the audience. She is literally here to just be like, so you want to fuck her, right? Poke.
But only 'cause I care. I've spent a month with Freckles. Hard not to get a
I'm her replacement. Oh, no.
Hell, you might even say I'm like...
Oh, please
her
don't be that much of an
replacement,
asshole.
Yosemite.
Is there a point you're getting at?
I'm not one for violence. I've given Eve many lectures about how it's an imperfect shortcut to resolution. However, Death Valley has a rather slappable face.
Sure, let me dumb it down for you.
Watch it.
She takes a step forward. Her breath smells like dust. She's close enough for me to see multiple tiny pebbles sliding around in her mouth as she speaks.
Whatever's going on in what's left of her brain isn't going to get fixed by dragging her back to the place where shit hit the fan.
I shove her in the chest and force more space between us.
I already know that. You may call yourself a demigod, but you're not omnipresent. In fact, I suspect you of not possessing a single earthly clue. Not about me, and certainly not about Eve.
I don't know. I've been living with her for a few months. I should
Yeah.
know.
Her teeth squeak and pop as she grinds them down on them. She clenches her fist and feigns
Got
composure.
a plan then, Princessa?
Of course. Eve and I are going to do what we always do. Talk.
She snorts, and then it devolves into a witch's cackle.
Damn Damn, you're easy to read.
I mean, yeah, she's as she's as easy to read as a book because she's basically a sentient book.
Don't know if you noticed, but she ain't really in the mood to talk.
To be fair, she's never in the mood to talk.
She doesn't have to be. I'll be going into town with her.
She's already gone.
Eh? That's all you got? You know, she can just choose not to respond to all the crap you throw at her, right?
Yeah, that's pretty normal. For someone with regal white hair, she shows not an ounce of couth as she burps. Couth is too good of a word for you. Not for Yosemite, for this game. As she burps out one of the pebbles in her mouth into her hand. Meanwhile, I'm left to reckon with the fact that this walking disaster has poked a rather poignant hole in my plan.
Well,
What's
I'd
couth
like to see
mean?
you try and come up with something better.
Basically, you know how a princess is supposed to act?
Yeah.
That's couth.
No.
Just like, not the uppity version, but the actual, like, regality. It's just
Oh.
like, she is completely non-regal in any meaningful way.
Knock, knock.
I sigh heavily and deeply.
Who's there?
Ha! Screw you! I already did, you dumb bastard!
Huh?
Was that the punchline?
She grabs my wrist and smacks the pebble she just burped into the palm of my hand.
Ew! I can feel the slobber. Gross!
Death Valley forces my hand shut. Oh god, I can't toss it. I have to hold it. Someone help!
Quit your skirming. This thing is me.
That doesn't make me feel any better!
Well, it should. You don't think Freckles makes the trek into town on foot, do you?
What?
I dare to open my hand and look at the bullet-shaped pebble, still coated with the sheen of spit.
You know how when you hold someone's hand, it lets you take them anywhere in the park? Same concept. As long as you know where you're going, this right here will take you anywhere in my realm.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait.
that's how she travels.
Wait, hold on. So you can... So wait, so if
She can travel freely
I was
in
gonna
her
say,
park
if-
and let others do
Well,
so.
well, yeah, they can travel freely in their park. All of them. Because it's their park. But that's the reason why the paintings matter. It's because they can freely travel to anywhere in their park, but nowhere else. The paintings are what let them go back to the cabin. I shut my eyes and feel. An isolated ember of pure energy dances in my head.
Incredible.
But yeah, so she could have taken one of the pebbles off her cheek and given it to Eve, and Eve could have gone anywhere in the park she wanted, whenever she wanted. The fact that she possesses enough power to do something like this must mean the public perception of this park is intense, to say the least. It makes sense, what with a stark name like Death Valley.
Yeah. It's a real showstopper.
But why give me this?
Don't think you're special. I pass it off to the other pain in the ass whenever she goes boozing. Just thought I might give you some leverage. You know, in case talking don't work.
She sniffs and turns away.
She has me out there cruising for dead things every once in a while. I can sniff them out, real easy.
With a nod, she gestures her head at the rolled-out blanket. Lined up in a row, animals with great care and intention are replaced with great care and intention are the mangled corpses of small animals. Limbs missing, eyes gone. The whole scene looks ritualistic.
You get a good sense for it if you're out here long enough. But see stuff... It ain't a place for living.
I know. Your park... Well, you are gorgeous. But I don't understand why Eve would even test her luck in this place.
Because she doesn't want to live anymore.
I do.
On the blanket is a raven. Its body is soft, squished, like it's more meat than bird. Its feathers blow in the wind. Eve Adams, what has the world done to you? Slam. Eve steps outside, the cabin door clamoring shut behind her. The entire building rumbles and sways. I'm certain it's never been up to code. I am doubly certain that Death Valley built it herself. The door slides off the hinge and falls to the ground.
Yo, Death! Happened again!
Yeah, 'cause you're too rough with it, dumbass!
Pretty sure it's just not built right.
I mean, both of these are in fact true. With the backpack slung over her shoulder, Eve limps out. Whenever she takes a step, I can hear bottles and cans clang together in her bag.
I hope one day you slam it so hard the splinters stab you in the liver, and that all the recycled booze inside you leaks into your lungs, and you drown in a pool of piss and bottom-self vodka.
Stop
Love you
describing my
too.
death.
Now hand over the pebble.
Eve puts out an expectant hand. Death Valley punches it away.
Give it to your girly friend.
Girlfriend.
Oh, look! She's nervous about it. I'm a hopeless park. Someone please return me to Earth so that I may be stripped of all sentience and unable to embarrass myself further.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You can't just go doing that.
I mean, she absolutely can.
It's her park.
She absolutely can give it to Yosemite, and she absolutely can just say that she's your girlfriend because she is.
Now, where's that hammer? Oh yeah, Shrimpy, you seem kind of useful. Come help me with this.
You seem kind of useful.
Okay, just a moment. Bye, Dwayne.
Emo.
Sweat sprays off Zion's wings like mist as she flaps by us and joins Death Valley in heading towards the cabin. Eve, for once in her life, is not the center of attention and goes ignored.
Ooh, can I lend a hand too? Nope, you creep me out.
That's fair. That's fair.
I oughta. Well, I'm helping anyway, whether you like it or not.
Yellowstone rushes to catch up, but not before checking in with us.
You cool cats don't have too much fun now, you hear?
They're going into town. They can't, like, if you're leaving them in this cabin, they still wouldn't do it because the cabin's not up to code. And them doing that would probably break the cabin down on top of them.
Not up to code.
Don't know what that is.
Yes, you do. Sincerity isn't something Eve does well, or at all. Yellowstone turns to me
What's the
instead.
diagnosis, Doc?
Chronic case of attitude with an onset of despair. Without treatment, it could be terminal.
Yellowstone springs a hug on Eve. Her shoulders go tense, then limp as Yellowstone squeezes tighter. Eve doesn't return it.
I'm rooting for you, Evo. Really.
The one-sided hug goes on until silence breaks it
Let me
apart.
cook something for you again soon, okay?
Yellowstone gives Eve a weak smile. Eve looks to the ground. The hurt on Yellowstone's face is enough to make me want to scold Eve until the sun sets. But the more time we spend here, the less time we can spend fixing this problem. I nod to the cabin. Yellowstone runs off towards the others, one arm wiping her arms, while the other one arm wiping her arm.
What?
So hold on. So she's got one arm wiping her head, and the other arm is wiping her arm. That's a weird action, but okay.
That was rather cruel of you, Ranger Adams.
Cruel is when you try to force someone not to forget.
Is that so? I consider it a kindness.
Whatever you're doing isn't gonna work.
I offer her my hand, though it's not a choice.
Then we better hurry up and fail, wouldn't you say?
We must hurry and fail. Stovepipe Wells. That was the name Eve gave me, and that was the name I thought of as I clutched her calloused hand and squeezed the pebble in my pocket. The familiar static crackles around us, and the breeze of traversing through nothingness is a welcome relief from the numbing heat. But relief is fleeting, and suffering is forever. Hold on, are we sure we didn't have a switch to Eve? Because as soon as I'm used to being warped in the arms, or being wrapped in the arms of my origin, we're sucked back to reality. My feet land on solid concrete, hot enough to feel through the soles of my shoes. Eve can't stick the landing and stumbles. I hoist her up before she can fall on her face, as entertaining as that would
Was
be.
this instant transmission?
It's not instant, it's the problem. It's transmission, but slower. She yanks herself away from me. I try not to dwell on it. The time for reconciliation will surely come.
This is it?
Mm-hmm.
She limply gestures around us. Across the parking lot is a building painted a weathered and faded green. The wooden sign over the entrance reads General Store in kitschy Old West font. The barrels and dilapidated carriages.
Gold West font. Wow, this was a gold rush town.
I mean, it's the Old West. That makes sense. The barrels and dilapidated carriages decorating the gravel aren't any more tasteful either. 2 gas pumps are shaded by a portico. I'm not actually sure what that one is. One is out of order. The other side of the street is a motel that I'm certain has hourly rates.
Shaded by-
It's close, and they'll recycle my bottles for me. Anywhere else would be a waste of time.
Is that what the
But
things over?
But you teleport. You literally don't waste time. But whatever.
I think a portico is those things that are over gas stations.
No, I don't think that's it. But I'm not certain. As if that explains everything. It does not. She exits the conversation and starts for the entrance.
What's the point, though?
I catch up and march behind her. Have her manners completely evaporated in the last month?
The point is the same reason anyone goes to a gas station. To refuel.
Oh, this is where the booze are.
Yeah. She wiggles her backpack. The bottles inside rattle.
Cute. Very cute.
But still not the response I'm looking for. Come on, give me something to play off of. Something to let this conversation snowball into something more important. A nearby monolith, carved of steel and wood, lists off all the attractions in the area. Gas station, motel, a saloon.
Why not just answer your true calling and become the sad barfly of your dreams? There's a watering hole right over there. I'm sure they'll give you a discount if you buzz around long enough.
I wait for the smarmy backtalk, but once again I'm ignored. 2 children run out of the general store. No, I'm pretty sure that is supposed to be the general store. I don't think they have a children's store. No, I think I got that right. 2 children run out of the general store and frolic in the parking lot. Their exhausted parents fall
'cause
asleep.
they're heading to the general store.
Yeah, the children's
The
store.
children's store.
We would like to buy 1 child, please!
Alright, here you go. Your bill starts at the beginning of the month.
The father gags as he passes Eve. She either doesn't care or pretends not to. Black dirt streams down her face along with sweat.
Oh, I get it now. You just don't want to be around the tourists. Eve, an island unto herself, even in the midst of self-destruction.
Especially in the midst of self-destruction. Eve stops. She scratches her head and stares down. Dandruff flakes off her
She's
scalp.
too...
Tourists are fine. They're living their lives and want to see interesting places while they still have the chance. Nothing wrong with that. I just don't want to spend the time I have left getting sloshed with them. That's all.
That was not the answer I expected. And the fact that she gave it rather frightens me. Maybe she was coming around before. Maybe she had been changing, but regardless of what happened then, it's not the same Eve I knew a month ago.
So dramatic.
So emotional.
I demean it with an eye roll, not of actual sarcasm, but because I want to ignore it. Nothing's permanent. No one stays the same, yet the idea of her morphing and developing this quickly, it shakes me. It's too much, too quick. The ravages of time changes those The ravages of time changing those I love is a mercy compared to watching them surrender to the pain.
Hang tight. I'll be out in a few.
She's already halfway through the door as she says it. I follow, but she kicks the door shut on my way in. It's an inch away from slamming into my face.
I was planning on waiting out here anyway.
My hand falls limp.
Pathetic.
I can't even summon the energy and triumph to put her in her place. A sad turn of events indeed. Peering inside the tinted window, I watch Eve stop at a crooked landscape painting hanging on the wall. Looks like it could be someplace in Death Valley, although I suppose it could be any desert. Hey look, we found the painting.
Oh. The paintings at the booze shop.
I don't know if it actually works. Because I'm presuming that... I'm assuming you'd have to steal Death Valley. Well, no. Unclear.
Yeah, would the painting have to be made of rock and pebble?
No, I don't know how they work. Her head cocks to the side as she straightens out the painting. Her work done, she heads straight for the liquor shelves. One of the clerks at the counter nudges their coworker and points at her. They whisper something and laugh. She must know exactly the impression she's giving, but knowing Eve, I'm sure she doesn't care. But I care. She looks like some kind of scavenger. Scanning the store... Scanning the rest of the store doesn't yield much more insight. It's a small market. One last chance for people to stock up before going out there. Pockets of this park have been tamed, made suitable for camping and sightseeing, but most of it's still wild and desolate. The desert is a transcendent place.
I think this is the most, textual errors we have seen
It's-
in any of the others.
Maybe. It's also
Like, in
dangerous.
any of the others, it was
Well,
every once in a
I was
while.
gonna say,
it
I
seems
think-
like it's every episode.
Well, I think the issue is that this is the latest release. And I think it's not that there were less textual errors in the original ones, it's that they got fixed. Because as they added new chapters, they updated old chapters. This one is fresh, brand new. It just came out a month and a half ago or less. And there's been no updates. So, they haven't fixed the textual errors.
We'll see if they do.
They will not. I'm pretty sure this is the end. That's what Eve likes about it, I'm sure of it. I collapse onto one of the rocking chairs in the shade of the store.
I don't need your rocking chair.
The aged wood creaks under my tired body. Is this what she wants? Truly wants? If this is what she wants, truly wants, then why am I bothering with all this? She isn't even attempting to communicate.
Because she helped you before and now you want to help her.
Yes, it's a question I've avoided, so I can gather up all the gusto and bravery I need to drag her back. Dwelling on anything else would have been a detriment to the task at hand until this point. But now I'm faced with either answering it or leaving her here. I know how that would end.
What am I going to do?
A receipt blows across the parking lot like a tumbleweed. It lodges against the fence and gets stuck. I reach into my pocket. The pebble Death Valley gave me scrapes against my knuckles, but I ignore it and slip out a sheet of paper. The words at the top of the page become visible as I unfold it. Tell us how we're doing. I smirk as I read the fine cursive squeezed into the line space. A performance evaluation of Eve from a visitor at my park. Her supervisor dropped a stack of them off for her to read a while back. Now that I think about it, she probably didn't get a chance to read this one because I claimed it so quickly. Ever since, I've been carrying it with me wherever I go. In my darkest moments, when I was despairing about what will ultimately become of me, how one day the personality I am now will wither and molt, it was this sheet of paper that made me realize the truth. I have Eve to thank for that, for many things. So maybe that's why I'm here, because I'm indebted to do the same thing she did for me. What is it she called me before? The queen bitch. I don't remember that, but that does sound like something she'd say. Well, apologies, Miss Ranger. My desires outweigh yours in this instant, and the queen will get what she wants.
Damn.
As soon as I figure out how to yank her into a statue of vulnerability. Or a state of vulnerability.
Statue.
No. That's also possible. State of vulnerability. Not easy. Until then, we'll be stuck in this cycle of me poking at her, and I'm not taking the bait. And her not taking the bait until we go back to Death Valley's cabin. I can't let that happen. She feels too safe there. I fold the paper and slide it back in my pocket. The pebble falls out and lands on the concrete.
Just perfect.
Bending out of the chair, I squat down and search for it. The ground is covered in a layer of sand and gravel blown from the desert. I reach for what I assume is the pebble and then stop. Another pebble, maybe the real pebble, rests a few inches away. Same general shape, general size, general color.
Huh.
Oh, Lord. They're about to get lost! Not gonna lie, kinda pissed. I only got a lousy $8.35 for everything I recycled today. Damn near an entire liquor cabinet I turned in, and not even enough for a six-pack. The state of California must have it out for me. My savings are depleting faster than I expected to. That's a problem. I'm already waking up in the middle of the night with the shakes if I go to bed without a little something. It'll be a lot worse if I don't have any cash. To get angry over things outside of my control never got me anywhere. Nowhere good, at least. The inevitability is that I will eventually run out of money, and the inevitability of that is that I'm going to drink until that happens. Inevitability follows us like a ghost. If you can't stop it, then you may as well acknowledge the powerful force that it is. The clerk half chuckles as they yell out, "Stay safe out there!" I'm out the door already when their coworker starts cackling up. Guess I'm already making waves. Yosemite is bending over tying her shoe or something when I step outside. I was fully expecting her to follow me in there. Figured the whole reason she tagged along was so she could patronize me. I don't think she'd let a door stop her.
All right, let's go.
She jolts up.
Oh, that was quick. Must be used to this, huh?
There it is, always the critic, mostly correct.
Take us back, Yosemite.
She doesn't quit back.
No, I don't believe I will. I came here to talk to you. I came all this way just to talk to you. Please don't shut me down, Eve.
Where's all this sincerity coming from?
Yeah.
I mean it.
Also, I
came
lost
all
the
the way
pebble.
out
You
here
lost
and
the pebble. I
refused to
lost
go
the
back.
pebble.
I want to know why. But you can't even be bothered to tell me.
I'm not obligated to spell it out just so you can prove a point. You already know why I'm out here.
I don't need you to spell it out for me to prove my point.
Feel free.
You feel guilty. That's all it is. Pup shouldn't have been there to begin with, and a child gets crippled because of it. I'm not saying your reason is bad.
Interesting theory.
But your response, rather extreme, I would say. No one other than Jessie can tie you back to the incident, and she stayed quiet. You can feel guilty back with me in Yosemite.
So, you're wrong. But I appreciate the attempt. We done now?
You will never be
Not
done.
until you come back.
See, when you started staging this little intervention, you should have considered that maybe, just maybe, this was a choice I made. And that I don't go through life acting only on hysterics and impulse. Hard to believe, I know.
What? This isn't an intervention. We didn't even know what you were doing down here before last night. We just wanted to see you. Convince you to come back. If we were lucky. I missed you. And I hope I didn't contribute to you leaving.
She says all this without looking at me, trying to hide her earnest blush. I know she's being honest. Yosemite has too much pride to grovel and lie. This is coming from someplace real. Someplace I don't think she would have ever showed me if I hadn't gone through everything we had together. It makes me happy to know that she cares, that they all do. But it's also a depressing reminder of why I need to stay here. And what should be done with depressing thoughts? Numb contemplation. I reach into the brown paper bag I brought out of the store with me and unscrew the $11 bottle of Tito's. At first I go for a swig, and then stop myself before it reaches my lips.
You didn't do anything to make me leave. I can say that because I missed you too. A lot. And I don't think you'll ever really know how much you tracking me down means to me. I don't think you'll ever really know how much it pisses me off either.
She gives her first annoyed sigh of the day. Can't believe she's held off this long. Must be an Academy record.
It's just like you to contradict yourself in the same breath.
Yeah, it is. And I don't care. Because I don't want the sentiment.
I point at the wide-brimmed hat she's wearing. I'm more familiar with it.
I don't want you to show up wearing my old hat. I don't want you to be anything less than the egotistical pain in the ass you have always been, for the sole purpose of exposing your vulnerability to me.
Yosemite squishes her hat down to her scalp as if to confirm it's still there. Water absorbed from her hair streams out of it like a squeezed
What
sponge.
I want is to stay here, to reflect here, to sundown here. Get it?
No, I don't!
And I guess you'll have to go through life with the knowledge that you can't understand everything. Dang!
Not true.
She wags a finger at me.
Not true. Because I don't have to take us back. Not as long as you don't give me a straight answer, and not as long as I have this.
Beaming like a supernova that's about to go lights out, after I deck her in the face, Yosemite holds up one of Death Valley's Pebble bullets between her finger and her thumb.
You want to bet?
I don't need to.
I chuck the paper bag at her, bottle included. She narrowly dodges. Vodka sprays everywhere. Her mouth gapes open in offended defiance.
You meant for that to hit me!
Yeah.
I charge at her. She's not going to let it be easy, so I may as well resort to escalation. Get this out of the way.
Hey! Let's be reasonable here!
She's long since reasonable. I slap one hand on her shoulder and grip it. Good for leverage. She yelps, more in shock than pain. I stick my foot between her legs and throw her off balance.
This is me being reasonable! Now hand over the pebble!
I grab at it, but all she has to do is lift her arm up for it to be out of reach. Stupid Yosemite, she's too damn tall.
Absolutely not! You can't seriously be serious!
You can't seriously be serious. I love that.
As serious as you are redundant!
Okay, guys, I think that's going to be it for this episode. We're going to come back next time and continue on in being seriously serious or seriously redundant.
And couple banter.
In couple banter. Yeah. This is the worst time for couple banter. You were alone in that cabin for so long. Surely you could have had couple banter there. But that's beside the point. What is the point is, the future is very uncertain. What is certain is you guys are awesome, and there'll be more Two Bros Game Night tomorrow. See you then!
Goodbye.